darker and bolder colors are on their way in, and Bahar Niramwala joins us from the Body Shop with some great looks on how to actually make that great transition.
Definitely.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Yeah, so we're speaking to fall trends and maybe a little bit about fall skincare as well, because I think a lot of women don't take into consideration that it's not just your makeup bag that needs to change around, your skincare routine needs to change as the weather changes
Right,
as well.
because the skin gets a little bit drier.
Absolutely. Your skin's going to react to the weather conditions outside, regardless of what it naturally is. If it's naturally dry, naturally oily, it's still going to react to your environment. So being in a highly air-conditioned office or working outdoors all the time, your skin's going to react to that. So you have to take care of that as well.
Okay, so what did you do to prep our model's face then beforehand?
What we did was we actually used some of the Body Shop's tea tree products. We have a tea tree pore minimizer, which is that one over there.
This one right here.
That's right. So after cleansing and toning and moisturizing, which is the cornerstone for any proper makeup look, we added just a small amount to her T-zone. So across the forehead, a little bit onto the nose, a tiny bit on the chin, and that was the area where Amanda said she tends to get a little oily during the day.
Okay, so that's going to kind of stop it.
It's going to counteract that, that's right. And it has, it's kind of an antibacterial, anti-blemish formula as well. So it's going to help prevent breakouts. So she doesn't have to worry about clogging pores. And it also is a fantastic primer, as opposed to using a silicone-based primer.
Okay.
This particular version is absolutely fantastic. It's really light. It's not that slick, funny feeling. So we applied that. We put our base on, and we did a metallic smoky eye, as you can see on the eyes.
I love that
It's a turquoise green, almost like a peacocky kind of a color. And we did this by using the Body Shop Cream Eye Pencil. So it's a regular eye pencil.
So it's easy to do then.
Exactly. We use that as a base, and then we patted on the actual eyeshadow, so it made it much more opaque. Can I have you close your eyes? So that's a really opaque kind of a finish.
Okay.
And we did that using the pencil in conjunction with the powder to make a really strong impact, and that pencil is going to help that powder stay on longer during the day. So you're not going to end up creasing, and it's not going to become loose.
Okay, so is this all, sorry, I'm going to
go
poke you in the eye. So if you close your eyes again, so is all of that turquoise then, that's all the pencil?
This is the pencil with the eyeshadow on top of it,
Beautiful.
actually. Yeah, so it was a green pencil, and then we put the turquoise shadow just on top by patting it on, and that combination of the colors helped to bring out this vibrancy in that turquoise, and it also, again, it's keeping it in place longer, which is the key thing when you're doing a really heavy eyeshadow color. You want it to last as long as possible instead of having wear and tear during the day in different spots.
And then there's that fine balance when you've got such a striking eye of balancing out the blush, and that's what you're going to do right now.
Exactly. We did a really light lip on Amanda as well. It's kind of like a nude. I mixed it with a little bit of foundation just to get that color to be really sheer and light. And you want to keep in mind that you need balance in the face. You don't want to overpower any of the other areas of the face, but you need balance. So your face should still have a little bit of a glow. So I'm just going to apply a tiny bit of blush to the cheeks in circular motions and work it back very gently underneath the cheekbone. It's almost like giving a tiny contour without using a heavier, darker color. Have you turn a little bit more towards me? Thank you. And the face is now in full balance, and nothing is overpowering those really, really strong eyes. There you go.
They are striking. So that's a good tip then. So you start out kind of a little like in the apple of your face, I guess, and then just move out just a little bit, so it's not just a dot.
That's exactly. You don't want to look like a Raggedy Ann doll. You need to blend that color out and back towards usually the top of the ear. It's a good angle to get. It's kind of like an instant facelift, if you will, without the whole surgery deal.
Right. Now, when you're doing a look like this, then would you suggest that if you're doing this yourself, that you start with the eyes first, then get the impact of what they're going to be so that you know how to tone down everything else?
I think it really depends on what you're most comfortable with. A lot of ladies like to do a heavy eye makeup application before their foundation even, because they actually
because sometimes you get the shadow,
fallout,
right?
That's it, so you can get to clean that up before. But if you are confident enough in the colors that you've chosen and your techniques, you can go ahead and start with what you usually start with. I tend to start with my foundation and my concealer, then I move on to blush, then I put on some lip gloss, and then I finish off my eyes.
Everybody's different, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
It's whatever you're comfortable with. So when it comes to this, again, if you're going for a really bold eye color or a really bold lip color, be confident, just go with it, and just do the routine as you normally would.
Okay, and you're going to come back with another look and how to get it. Another look is a strong, strong lip.
Absolutely.
And it's tough to do without the bleeding, right?
Very much. It's not even just the lip that's tough to do. I think a lot of people are maybe confused or unsure of what do they do with the rest of their face, because we get a lot of mixed messages about, let's say, a really bold or strong red toned lip. So it's important to keep, again, the face needs to be in balance.
Okay.
It doesn't, pieces of the face don't need to be competing with each other. They just need to be in balance. So we start started a little bit on the red lip, but what I did on Christy's eyes is I actually did like a medium brown with a little bit of shimmer in it. So there's giving some slight contour to the eyes, and you're not taking away from the red lip, but you're adding a little bit of color and enhancement to the eyes so that they don't lose focus as well.
Right. So you notice that there's something there, but it's not exactly what's drawing your eye out.
Exactly. If we were to leave it bare, that might make the red lip look a little bit too strong. And you might think, wait a second, red lips aren't for me. But the key thing is to make sure that things are in balance.
Okay.
So we've had a little bit of blush as well. I actually used the lip color as the blush to begin with on top of her foundation. I just dabbed a little bit and rubbed it around with my fingers.
Because it's great when you've got versatile products like that, especially if you're traveling and you don't want to bring that much with you.
Absolutely. Traveler's dream to be able to use double duty products, not to have to pack like a gigantic suitcase full of makeup.
Okay.
And to finish off the look, we're actually just going to apply the lipstick.
Okay.
And if you could pass me the lip brush as well, that's great. Thank you. So again, I think right now fall's red lip trend, which it's cyclical. It comes back every fall, winter season.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's a pretty deep red. But again, I think as much as trends are fantastic and they're interesting and they're wonderful to see on runways, you have to do what's best for you and your skin type and what suits you.
So this one has a little bit more of a brown undertone into it.
It absolutely does. We have a little bit of a pink hue to Christy's skin, and I think it wouldn't necessarily suit her to use a really deep plummy red, something that was really too blue-based. Have you look at me? Thank you. So we're just using a shade that's appropriate for her. It's still somewhat trendy. It's wearable. And the other great thing about what we're doing here is that because Christy's a young, hip, adorable girl, she doesn't need to necessarily do anything that's too heavy or too matte or too severe. Mm-hmm. So if you can pass me the lip gloss, we're just going to top that off with a little bit of gloss as well, just to keep it kind of young and fresh and a little bit more like to Christy's age, just a little bit more hip.
Now, did you put a liner on the red?
I put a tiny bit of liner, absolutely, underneath her lips, and I filled in her lips with that liner beforehand.
Okay.
That's kind of like a lipstick insurance, so that as her lipstick starts to wear off during the day, that really hard pencil that was sitting underneath,
you're not going to see it.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it's not going to look like she's missing half of her lips or she forgot to apply lipstick to half of her lips.
Right. We should mention as well that Bahar is going to be at the Body Shop at the Eaton Center later today, and you're going to be doing demonstrations and answering questions about all the different makeup trends coming up,
That's right. From 12 to 6, we'll be at the Eaton Center. We'll be doing skincare consultations. We'll be doing makeovers. I think the first 50 customers as well receive a free full-size body butter. So there's a lot of excitement going on around the Pulse Boutique that's reopened now. It's a brand new boutique. It's a new way of looking at your skincare and your makeup and your body care routine.
Okay, because it's not just makeup that's important, right? It's the skincare that's underneath it. That kind of sets the foundation for everything.
Most important thing, your skin has to be in fantastic condition for your makeup to look great.
Mm-hmm. I want to mention, too, about the lip gloss. Wow, that's shiny. But you say it lasts a long time, and it's not really goopy. So some of their lip glosses are really, really great, but, man, they stick. Your hair sticks to it and everything.
Absolutely. I mean, there's high viscosity. That's, let's say, technically what they're called, the mumbo jumbo around it. They're fantastic for, let's say, editorials and photo shoots because they're a real punch. But for an everyday woman walking down the street with a little bit of wind,
yeah, it's like, and then you get it all across your face. I do it all the time.
That's it. So this is, and we just use a simple clear gloss. It has a really great shine to it, but it's not incredibly goopy. Your lips aren't going to stick together, and it's that's the thing, it's very wearable. So the majority of the Body Shop makeup products, they're just wearable and usable, both professionally as well as on a consumer level. Okay, good stuff, Bahar. Thanks so much for coming in, and our beautiful models as well. Thebodyshop.ca is the website you can go to for all the deals that they've got going on and special events and the store closest to you. And now we're going to head to a break right now. We've got more news coming up on Morning Live right after this.